Microphone check. Okay, I
All
got you back
right,
up. Sorry,
we're back.
Sorry about that. I don't have
Is it
any
back on
viewers
YouTube,
though.
Did you check YouTube?
I'm gonna check it on YouTube. Let's get a live cam while we're waiting.
You can come over here to chat to tell them to refresh.
Click chat in there and hit refresher. I don't know that it's popping up.
Microphone check. Okay,
Oh, okay, good.
They can hear us,
Yeah.
but
All right.
nobody's saying anything in chat.
They got to rejoin. It says 0 viewers.
Hit refresh chat now.
Yeah, so we need to believe we need people to
There you
Oh,
go.
we're back. We're
Okay.
back. People are back.
Alright,
That's just the
mic's live
delay.
too. Good job.
Whew. And we'll do a little interview real quick. Are they ready to start? Well, I'll do my interview later.
Okay.
They
All right,
ready
go,
to start.
go.
All
Okay.
right.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about that. Stream went down. What is a grand finals without little tech issues? So we're here. That we told the players to hold, so they did not start game 2.
Yeah, you missed nothing.
Yeah, you missed nothing.
Whew. Okay, so I need to fix the overlay, but we're live again.
Yes. So
We're
gonna
fix
update
it.
the overlay while we're doing this, but yeah, apparently I need to stop talking about how large deck sizes can be in this game. And so the players are starting here now with game 2. George on initiative because Philip won game 1.
I think I need to just fix all of them. I might have lost all those settings. So that's okay. That's okay. They can play. I'll fix this while you guys chat it up.
So we see George passed into a turn 1 spark from Philip. So he does have a turn 1 play in the Cloud Rider, but didn't want to play it. Also has a Power of the Dark Side ready and a Cad Bane unit. So tough choice here for Philip. Do you take the thing that hurts you now? Do you take the thing that hurts you later? I wouldn't be surprised to just see him take the power here, but the other thing is if he has a Bodhi in hand, then he wouldn't take the power. So I would be interested if he leaves the power, if George just resources it, reading that there's a Bodhi. So it looks like he's going to take the power. Yeah, take the power. And George plays the Cloud Rider to just get a unit on board.
And now I'm going to fix where the playmats are. We got you guys. We got you guys. We're back online. We're fixing it.
Yeah, it kind of Streamlabs crashed, and then it also undid all of the overlay work that we've been doing. So it says top 16. We'll fix that in a second. We got the names right. We're getting there. Yeah, overlay's getting fixed. We had to do the Streamlabs just completely crashed on us. So we're going into turn 2 here. Second spark. So Philip going the heavy discard route this game. He might take the CAD unit this time. In general, George is discarded. He does just take the crafty, so he's just trying to make sure that George doesn't have a play this turn.
Just be right here. Hold up, I don't need to do anything. Happy to help.
We're good. Thanks, Courtney.
You've done amazing. Thank you.
Ooh, we see the long pike. So now George is drawn into some smuggle options and some options for the turn. Philip knows about this CAD. He's seen it twice. So so Philip is obviously going to be prepared for it.
Okay. I think the overlay's good. Chat. Let me know if you see something I missed. But we got the best view we can get, and I think all the stats and everything are correct.
Yeah, looks good to me.
Let's go. Game 2. Whew. Look, I am biased, okay? I'll admit that. I want George to win, but I also want a Game 3, right? I don't think it matters who you are. Getting a Game 3 would be great.
It's only been one weekend. Nobody here is ready for this finals to be over.
I was told what time to get home today after such a long weekend, but I think I have time for a Game 3. I know I do.
Wow, Han Pilot ambushing in to kill the Cloud Rider. I believe that will leave it dead to a CAD ping. Believe it's a 5-4 or is it 4-5? It's a 4-5. Oh, 4-5.
Bosk sized and costed.
Yeah. 4-5. 4-5.
Yep.
Moy with the big brain plays. CAD can't steal any units if you don't have any units.
Yeah, 5-star 91. According to my wife, you're right. 3 days straight, that's the limit.
And this is part of the reason why George is generally okay with being discarded. It looks like he lost a lot of tempo. He didn't get a turn 1 play, but Philip also didn't play any units in the first 2 turns.
Oh, yeah.
So George has 0. George is actually winning the damage on base race. He can kill this Han with either a Bazine attack or a CAD ping from playing an Underworld card. So that could still change this turn if Philip goes and gets a DJ play to keep George off of his leader flip, something like that.
Phil's options may have been limited.
Oh, they
Yeah,
absolutely
but I
could have
think
been.
In general, you want to use those cards leading up to a very important turn, like into the CAD unit or something like that, because George's not going to run out of options in this deck.
Yeah, and I think George may read that Philip does have a DJ, because that would be another reason to leave the CAD unit in hand. And just say, I know that it's going to take you a
Not
very
getting
long
the
time to
7.
get there. Yeah.
Yeah. Now he doesn't have a tech, and this is the flip turn.
Yeah, so
Where-
he would
so-
have to flip attack, get to 7, and do it the quote unquote hard way.
And we don't. Do we have a no good to me dead in hand for
I
George?
don't think so. I know I saw a crafty smuggler.
Okay. This is a dangerous turn then for George, because when your leader deploys higher than 5, getting DJ'd is pretty tough.
Yeah. So I think we'll know soon if he has an answer. We know he has a long pike in the resource row, so it's basically if he has an answer, he can. Or if he doesn't have an answer, he can just deploy the long pike and say, if you've got DJ, you've got DJ. Crafty here to kill, so he has 3 resources up.
Which could represent Power of the Dark Side.
Yeah.
We should have a shield on the Crafty.
Yes.
I'm going to give them a moment. Is that
I
a
just go
moment?
do it.
Was that a
It's
moment?
been a moment.
That was a moment?
George looks like he does. Oh, I am your father. Interesting. I am your father here from George. So now letting George draw. George is ecstatic that he gets to draw 3 cards here.
I mean,
I could
you're
hear
still getting
George.
DJ'd.
I could hear George cheering
Yeah.
from
He
the
said,
table.
"Let's go!"
He was so excited to finally get to draw cards.
Oh my gosh.
So basically, it feels like George is giving up a resource to get 3 cards, because we assume that Philip is going to attack in with Han and play DJ. He could have a different play. We're not 100% sure that's what he has, but that's what it feels like.
That's gonna be real tough if so, because the ramping of Han afterwards is the extra pressure.
The ramping helps a lot, but it also it does help that George just got 3 cards, so he's gonna have more options. We know he has a long pike and smuggle, so it's also not insignificant what Philip takes here. He does have the DJ.
I mean, cards like Power are efficient. Like, he needs hyper efficient cards these next couple turns. Drawing 3 helps him get there.
Oh, George didn't look happy with that. I think it's possible that Philip stole a long pike. We'll see in a second when Philip defeats it. But
I mean, he also got DJ'd.
I mean, he knew that was coming, though.
Yeah, I'm not happy.
When you draw 3 cards, you know you're getting DJ.
Yeah.
It was Dryden Voss, so he did not get a smuggle card with that. So we're fairly certain George has a long pike in the row. I'm 100% certain he has a jetpack in the row. So he's got options from the board.
So he's still happy.
Yeah.
We hear him laughing. It's interesting here to see, can that 35 health base buy him enough time to recover from this DJ? How about a Greedo?
Greedo with a ping. His crafty smuggler should be untapped.
I was talking about hyper efficient plays.
Yeah.
After that card draw, spending 1 to put 3 power on the table.
Yeah.
That's one way to get there.
He does have a readied crafty smuggler, not an exhausted one though.
Yeah, he's way too excited.
Yeah.
I still hear him laughing.
Yeah. George is just giggling right now, so excited that he got to draw 3 cards. Ping goes on Han. So interesting thing about putting the ping on Han leader is now Han dies to a hotshot blaster on the crafty.
Oh.
I think Philip is now realizing that and deciding if he wants to put the ping there or not.
Yeah. Appropriate would be for Han to die to Greedo on the flip. Flipping off the Greedo.
True.
Would be the best way for him to die.
It depends on if you watch new versions of the films or old versions of the films as to who shot first.
Yeah. Okay. So we did put it on Han.
Mm-hmm.
So then probably just going to go ahead and get your attack in.
Yeah.
To the base, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I don't think there's a reason to kill this Greedo.
Yeah. We've watched Phil play a lot this weekend. I've seen him take the controlling role quite a lot with this deck.
Yeah.
I didn't think you should do it there, but I've seen him do it when I didn't think you should.
George does have the blaster, so this the ping onto Han was relevant.
Yeah.
If he pinged DJ, then George could have killed the DJ. So perhaps Phil did that ping because he knew he wanted to attack with Han anyway and wanted to get extra damage on base. But it is kind of interesting, or maybe he thought that this was going to be the answer anyway, that he was going to kill the crafty.
Sequence. Yeah, maybe so. We've already used the CAD ping. We haven't seen cards like McClunky yet. I think we have one left, one resource on George's side. Is this another smuggled?
This is another DJ.
This is how you do it.
Yeah.
You just rinse and repeat.
Yeah, so we got the attack in, got it down to 1. George accidentally flipping his resource straight up. And it's actually interesting here. So Philip doesn't have to take the readied resource. He can choose to take an exhausted one because he knows George plays so much smuggle. It does give him an extra resource this turn to take the readied one, so it's obviously what you would normally do. And he does get to use the resource here, so that's why I took the... I think if he didn't have a way to spend his resources, he might have taken an exhausted one just to try to hit a smuggle card.
Well, George shuffled. He didn't intentionally choose which one was readied.
That's true. I think
he did like a full shuffle. And
yeah,
then
I've
just
seen
off the top.
him normally do a shuffle and then look at which one's readied. But yeah, I guess it just depends. Cause
maybe he snuck a look there.
Because you can shuffle, pick which one is ready, and then say, do you want the ready resource or do you want an exhausted one?
Yeah, I thought I saw him just slam it, but maybe he peeked.
It was a McClunky. So the same card that got flipped face up.
So, I guess we take our chances with Greedo. Or, okay, Bosk. Ping first.
Yeah, ping first so that Boss can kill one of these units, and Philip gets to pick which unit it kills.
Matt, it does look like the game is over. I know George will not give up.
I don't know. I mean, he's obviously wishes that he had more resources and wasn't getting DJ'd every turn, but also Philip's not getting damage on the base.
It's a 35 health base.
He's not really developing a board presence.
Cad hasn't flipped yet.
Yeah.
Han has, and he's dead.
If he has another DJ here, then...
Is this a game where Emphis went to the discard?
Yes.
Okay. So we're down in Emphis.
George is trying to decide if he even cares about killing this DJ or not. The downside of not killing the DJ is it is a valid play for Phil to do something like waylay his own DJ and then play it again from resources.
Yeah. I mean, once you get this high...
I think you've got to respect the DJ here and just take it out. It's too brutal if Philip is able to do something, Han resource, get it back to the resource row. It feels bad because you can kill it with any CAD ping next turn, but yeah, George is up. He's thinking about if he wants to where he wants to attack with his Greedo. He's trying to think how likely is Philip to have a waylay versus how likely is he to need this Greedo next turn? Oh, wow. Wait, Philip is... I thought it was George's action. Did George pass?
Maybe. Or claim. All right, now we flip. Bam! And...
no, CAD
Oh,
unit.
no. Oh, wow. Well, gonna get his leader here.
Next turn. He's still at 5, I believe.
Yeah, right. I'm thinking about next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have another play from Philip? Here's where we're getting into that stage of the game again where tech is extremely dangerous and it's protected by these other units on the board that can beat up anything you try to deploy to interact with the tech. And we just discarded a CAD unit. Oh, this could be the tech. Yeah. This is we're going into a really dangerous turn here for George.
Yeah, and that's on L3.
What? Oh, that's an L3.
Yeah.
I thought it was a tech. My bad. I thought the art was tech.
There's a lot of damage units on Philip's board, but it's still kind of spread around.
Yeah, Philip knows how to play the long game in Monohan, for sure. Okay. How many resources does Philip have now? There's 2
A lot.
Hans. He got 2 ramps out of it. 6, 7, 8, so maybe 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10.
Yeah, so 10 resources for Philip, 6 for George.
Yep. +1, -1 is the math there. Per DJ. I don't know if that CAD unit flip will haunt George. We get a lot into numbers, etc., and
Yeah.
I think he's a believer in this is a stack of randomized cards.
Random is as random does.
So it's
basically.
information for him and
Yeah.
his opponent. They both know there's one in the discard, but I don't think he's going to be sour at all or look back on it like he shouldn't have flipped. He doesn't really think like that.
So flipping CAD, then Han into CAD immediately for 4. Who won the 3v3 team event? That would be the KTOD team, beating McClunky Gaming in the finals.
All right. So could try to get his ping off here.
I believe he still has a long pike in the resource row, so we could go for that and get his CAD ping off now.
He does have a lot of cards and a healthy base. I do still think one of the most dangerous moments will
I
be
think he's
an
got a
unanswered
Relentless
tech.
Pursuit that he's thinking about, which could shield his leader.
Yeah.
Covert
or
Strength.
shield. Yep.
So healing CAD, giving him an XP.
So this puts him at 7 remaining. Yeah,
Mhm.
goes up to 9 -2.
Yep.
So that's pretty hard to punch through. Even a surprise strike on DJ could not kill him in a single action here. An exhaust pump on Cunning could threaten to kill him. See, Phil, considering his options, there's a lot of smuggle in the deck. He's not looking at his hand. I assume he has looked at his options and just thinking about them. What do I think he would do? He could send into the base with a blaster. The CAD leader does 5 now, so you can't safely deploy a tech anymore on this board until you do something about that.
Ahsoka. So this is interesting. If George discards a unit, his CAD leader will get tapped without attacking. He's got non-unit options.
Yeah.
I see another I Am Your Father in there, and that is what he discards.
Yep. He knows. not to get his leader exhausted. Now it's his action. He has 3 more to spend, I believe. Yeah, because we did the covert strength.
Yeah, and there is the Relentless Pursuit. Trying to decide what he wants to steal. Nope.
Oh.
Is he not?
Oh.
Nope. JK.
Oh. 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 Take it back.
Oh.
Take it back. Hup, hup. You are allowed to take things back in this game. It's a little friendly in that regard.
Well, I wouldn't even call it friendly. I would just say you can take things back as long as you have not gained any information about the repercussions of what you did or what your opponent may have to interact with what you did.
Yep. He's going to do it anyway.
But you're doing it on the DJ? Maybe?
Interesting. Data. Well, not everyone knows you won yesterday. Isn't Tata sitting on the benches right now watching this match?
Well, yeah, but imagine if you could watch the match while being able to interact with chat
and watch it on your phone,
potentially hear our beautiful voices. I don't know if he has audio or not.
Yeah, we don't know. All right, so that's Relentless Pursuit. We have 3, 4, that's 5 or 6. He spent 4, he had 10, so we have 6 resources for Philip.
Yeah, shield
Pop
to shield
the shield.
trade.
Yeah, I like that. Obvious way to start there.
Yeah, so George is going to base, getting in 5 damage. His CAD leader hits pretty hard. Bryce, I feel very confident that Tata does not have a PR company.
All right, so what are we going to do with our 6? I think he has Big Falcon and Zori for smuggle options. Pull that up again.
Well, now Amy's putting it on us, saying our coverage cut out through the finals. Oh my goodness, jeez.
Where?
M responding to Tata, who told him he should know what was happening. We got a late night gaming on as well here for the finals.
Yeah, I actually do need to figure out what's going on. I was rewatching the 3v3, and the VOD does end in the middle of the match. So that's something we'll need to look into.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I know some things are iffy with over 12 hours.
Right.
But Falcon here for Philip and then into base.
Chat was interacting with us, so I'm relatively confident it's somewhere, and we'll figure that out.
Yeah, what happens sometimes is it's live and the auto VOD cuts off.
Yeah. So we'll get it out there
But
for you
I'm not
guys.
sure.
I know Courtney will do that. It did. Yeah, we'll fix that. That's how long our days have been.
You're telling me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is still game 2. George has been DJ'd twice. Is still hanging in.
Oh, Jar Jar blinks. I haven't given up on George.
So this is the CAD unit that George had in his opening hand that Philip saw twice with Spark on turn 1 and turn 2 and didn't take. And here we are, 83 turns later. George has finally reached 7 resources.
All right, so we can take 8 toughness. You could take Ahsoka and Falcon. Falcon would ready when the CAD unit goes away. You could take Ahsoka and L3. You could, okay, if you ping first, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah,
Is
so
that 9?
he pings.
Those 2, yeah.
Yeah.
So it would have been 9. You couldn't take those 2 without
So
the
basically,
ping.
Philip had to decide if he wanted to kill his L3 or allow 2 units to be captured.
Yeah, exactly.
Tada's saying this game's gonna drag out forever. What, you got somewhere to be?
I do think he might have a flight. I want this game to drag out a little bit. I think that's George's chances. Like we've kind of recovered from the DJ.
It feels like George is in an okay spot. Obviously, Philip still has all his resources this turn. There's only one DJ left in his deck, but we haven't seen any techs. So tech is still incredibly scary for George.
Yes.
If he can't deal with it. Right now he has the CAD leader up, so would not expect Philip to play tech this action. But
Could be a Cantina bouncer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Get his units back. He does get the Falcon readied, but it didn't attack this turn, so George doesn't, or Philip doesn't get the basically 3 free damage at least. So when units are rescued from being captured, that you do not get when played abilities, but Falcon entering ready is not a when played. It just says it enters ready.
Yeah, I agree with you. Z Deadpool. This is kind of the game they're playing right now. How Philip can position himself to safely deploy a tech, and then leverage his really large resource row. He's drawing 2 cards a turn right now. He can play those every turn.
Yeah. Yeah, what he needs to do is draw the 12 cards that are in his resource row so that he can play any of those.
Exactly. So 5 remaining on the CAD leader after
There
all
is
3.
the tech.
There it is. And there's 3 in the deck.
There are 3 in the deck, so George claims. So I'd
still a slog.
imagine George's first action is going to be something that kills this tech.
George's list. I don't think we have.
I agree, Loopee. You other streamers can't deny.
We've got no glory for targeted removal. It's Relentless Pursuit and no glory if you're not attacking with units with George's deck. Or replaying the CAD unit.
So he goes to base here. So Philip is at 21. So George not... I think it's... George is basically saying that he is not respecting the tech.
And Loopee, there are no laser blasts in the full 60.
Ooh, Snoke into Waylay. So this is exactly what Philip needed, which is a way to instantly kill Cat and into an answer for George's answer.
George knows it's over.
Yeah.
He gestured the come at me. He said, come on, let's just go. Finish this.
Yeah, so George claims he's got Snoke to replay, but even with the Snoke out, there's still 7 damage on board with a tech, so the tech also probably has a Waylay.
Is that the first waylay this game? Like there's so many ways to clear that.
8 damage out with the Falcon as well.
Even a surprise strike on Han unit just clears the Snoke out of the way. Or a blaster.
You know, I think George was just banking on no Han unit there and able to get damage in. I think he knew that the Snoke was not likely to stay with the tech out and this many resources.
Throws the CAD. Here you go. I'm gonna capture something. Then you can
He's
kill
gonna
it.
make him ping first. Yeah, huge swing from Philip there. It looked like George was trying to get there. Philip never really lost control of this game.
Yeah.
But George was trying his best to make a comeback. He almost came back, I would say, from the 2 DJs. But yeah, that does it for the grand finals of the Bothan Invitational. Philip from McClunky Gaming takes it 2-0 over George the Hulk with his Han Yellow.
We're gonna try to get Phil in here.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get Philip
Yep.
in here to talk to you guys. He's got to go congratulate himself and his team first, and there may be some announcements. So we'll be right back in a minute and see if we can get a winner's interview with Phil from McClunky Gaming.
Stay tuned.
Stick with us.
All right. Are y'all live? Got a face cam.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, we have here first the second place interview. Number 2 in your hearts, George the Hulk.
Number 1. What? Devastated. Anything. Hopefully chat. Oh, no.
No, I'm sorry, George.
Okay.
George knows I love him. George knows I love him.
Yeah, of course.
So, George, honestly, this has been an incredible weekend for you.
Yep.
You kind of debuted this CAD Colossus deck. You had a solid run in the team tournament of the 3v3.
Yep.
Knocked out the best Bothan team, mine. From the tournament.
100%.
And so yeah, had a solid run in the team tournament. Got top 16 in pool 1 with this deck. Gave Guy the deck. He got top 16 in pool 2 with the deck. And both of you, he made it to top 8. You made it to finals. What are your thoughts on this deck in general? Like, this is the first time we've seen it.
Yeah. So, I mean, the strategy is everyone looks at Colossus and tries to slap it onto an old existing, like, deck with, your control tools or whatever, and they get picked apart by discard, right? Well, you need some form of consistent card advantage. To me, Pershing's not consistent enough. This is where Smuggle comes in. So, against your Quinlans, against your Hans, you have all this card draw that if you play discard, like, I think Chow will probably tone to this. Like, that was a double DJ game, and that felt way closer than it should have. Right?
It was really close. It felt like you were in it. You were in it.
Thank you. I mean, that was 21 damage on base, and I mean, that matchup is Operation Protect the Cad Bane. That's the goal, and it didn't. I mean, I don't know. The Cad Bane lived for the second game.
How are you feeling overall about the event? How are you feeling about the weekend?
Oh, I'm sorry. I went on a tangent about the deck. So.
Oh no, you're good. I'm gonna ask you about the deck.
I think chat. I started talking about Smuggle, and I got too excited, which is like which is like half of my conversation.
We can literally hear you. We could hear you cheering when you played "You're My Father."
Well, no, I got Phil. Phil was absolutely lovely person. Was a little nervous in his finals match, and I got him to break the ice a little bit whenever I played "I Am Your Father," and he's just like, "No." I got Phil to do it.
You're supposed to say it.
The
card tells you to say it.
If you tell me to draw 3 cards, I'm gonna tell you. Are you?
You have to.
I'm listening.
That is not what the card says. You can't just say draw 3 cards.
Yeah, come on, have fun.
You can't tell me to illegally draw. We have to resolve the card.
Oh my gosh! But so the deck, the thing about Colossus is you need to have the low end of your deck extremely dense, right? The obvious one is you need to have more turn 1 plays in order to not miss your turn 1.
Yeah.
But you also need more turn 2 plays, and then the way that cost curve works with Smuggle, your Han players will know this. You'll oftentimes do like Smuggle plus a card from hand. And then you have this rhythm as you go up the resource curve. And this deck is an absolute testament to that. You look at cards like Covert Strength. You look at cards like
Starfighter.
No good. Starfighter. Starfighter is an absolute all-star.
Love that card. Every time I saw, I mean, even I think earlier today we saw it save 6 health in 2 turns when you were playing against Lego Pizza against Django.
And it presents stats on the board, and it's flexible.
It was huge.
It's health soak for the indirect matchup. So Starfighter is fantastic. It has synergy with Cad Ping. With that flexibility and having being able to have a strong flip turn, and also has synergy with like keeping Cad alive, right? Because you can, when you need to use your leader to control the board, you can have the Starfighter reduce something's attack and then run into it with Cad. Tons of synergy there.
Justice for Hondo.
Justice for Hondo coming in the chat.
True. Yes. What's wrong, FFG? Why did they do that to my boy? I would be on Hondo. So makes me so sad.
$1,000 for second place.
$2,000.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yep, thank you.
You must be excited.
Big check, big play, Matt.
Yeah, we're doing payments and cash, so be careful with this. It's $1,000 cash.
Okay.
For your second place finish.
I'll hold it.
Oh my goodness. Let's show the people what they want.
Apparently, you're supposed to bring your cash, Philip. Or you want to bring the #1 playmat so I can see?
Oh yeah, bring the #1 playmat. So George
There it
is
is.
that is what we call a smuggler's share right there.
Yeah, boy.
Smuggler's cash.
The pirate found the treasure.
So George, huge congrats on second.
Thank you,
Huge
thank
congrats
you.
on a successful weekend.
Yeah.
Very well played.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to say to chat before we get Philip in here?
Join our public server.
Yeah, there you go. Shout out to the Boston Network. Absolutely. Happy to have the first big event of the set 4, and happy to have many more.
Thanks for being here, man.
Absolutely.
Really good job.
Thank
well
you.
played.
Best team.
Hope smash.
Anyone who hasn't interacted with George, do so online. Amazing person, amazing personality for this game. Love George.
We're gonna get Phil in here.
Yeah, hey, the man of the
What's up?
hour,
Let's
Philip.
see that #1 serial.
#1 serialized
Where's
playmat.
that down here? One of
Put it right in frame.
1 of 125.
There it is.
I don't know. Can you see
So
that?
I believe,
yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong, I believe Philip is the only person in the world with 2 serialized Bothan playmats.
That is correct.
Oh, hey.
Second in the team tournament, first in the 6
individual?
game.
Yes.
You got your revenge from yesterday. How are
Yes.
you feeling right now?
Oh, I'm feeling great. It's so ecstatic to win, you know? It's the best.
Oh, get him in here.
Let's
Yeah,
get
okay.
him in there with that
They don't need to. They don't
to.
need to stare at me. We need to see the McClunky shirt. See this smile right here. This is what we're here for. So, a lot of people said Monohan is not good right now. It's not good into Django. It didn't get enough from the new set to compete in this meta. You said, hey, you guys are wrong. So, what made you want to stick with this deck? And you obviously also had a lot of success against Django. So, like, how did that go? What made you make that decision? And what were the tools that you like in those that helped you get through this weekend?
Yeah, so first of all, I actually didn't have a lot of time to prepare for this event. I played Han Yellow for the most of the last set, so I was just like, I think we talked about it on the team, and we were like, we think Han Yellow is still in a fine spot, like it's not in a great spot, but it's still in a perfectly fine spot. A lot of people might bring decks that they think counter Django, and Han Yellow has a good matchup into a lot of those decks. So, and since I didn't have that much time to, reinvent the wheel, I was just, I'm gonna take what I know. Another part of it was also, well, in our very first testing session of the new set, we played the Han Yellow Django matchup because we needed to know, is it still a good matchup? And I went 10-1 in that it was a different build. It's not the Django build we have today, but I was 10-1 and I was like,
Right.
It's still
I don't
more
know,
jugs
seems
and
like-
IG-2000
I mean,
than
I
TDRs,
of course
right? Yeah.
I was high rolling. I was doing well, but it's like it cannot. If I can go 10-1, it cannot be that awful of a matchup.
Yeah.
I
right?
found the same. I was testing Monohan coming into this event, and I was winning against Django despite the community saying Han loses to Django, Han loses to Django.
Well, I was a little nervous because not that much before the event, Alex Blandon calls me up and he says, he's a little parabolic the way he speaks, but he's like, I can't beat Django at all. And I'm like, I don't know what you're telling.
He does call himself the greatest.
It's not. I don't think it's a great matchup, but I just keep winning it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that how much do you think? Obviously, in this game in general, player skill has a huge bearing. How much do you think it is specifically in something like the Han Django matchup? Like maybe their unfamiliarity with playing against Han, or your familiarity playing just with all the options that you have. How much do you think that plays into how the matchup goes?
Oh, a lot. I don't want to. This is not to be disrespectful towards anyone I played, but most of them did not know how to play that matchup. I saw my opponent make lots of mistakes, both throughout Swiss, but also in top 8, in top 4, in the team event. I just saw them. Oh, sorry, top 8 and top. Semifinal. Top 16 and semifinal. That's when I played Django, and I saw them make a lot of mistakes, and I think they just didn't know what they were doing in that matchup, and I think that benefited me a lot because I knew exactly what I was supposed to do.
Yeah, and in my opinion, I think a lot of people saw the hype that said, "Oh, Django beats Han." So then a lot of the Django players just didn't test the matchup. They said, "Oh, I beat it. Let's work on. How do I do against Piet? How do I beat the Mirror? How do I beat these other decks that beat Django?" And then you came in and said, "Well, you were told Django beats Han."
But if you don't know why, it doesn't help you.
It's time to prove it.
Yeah. Yeah, so that, man, incredibly impressive weekend, and not just for Philip. I was telling this to Titanic. This has been an incredible weekend for all of McClunky Gaming. You guys, as a team, showed up to play this weekend.
Yeah.
You got second in the team, first here. You had, I don't even remember how many 5 and 2s over both pools. You guys had you guys could have easily had 3 more players in the top 8 of this. Like
Yeah.
a couple of cards away from having up to 4 players in the top cut of this showdown. Like I just want to say, you guys, man, mad respect to the entire
you.
McClunky team. You guys did so well this weekend and showed up. So just not even a question, just from me, huge congrats. I think McClunky really showed up this weekend.
Well, thank you very much.
Anything else you want to say to the chat, to the stream that we got here?
Well, mostly for people here, if you ever see this, I mean, people have been so nice here, coming out, wishing me good luck, so thanks to everyone who cheered on me, everyone who didn't want to see Django win.
We didn't even have a Django in the finals, so
Yeah.
good job, guys, making sure no Django was in the finals.
And that was pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
Didn't want
Yeah.
Django. to win.
Every
So there you go.
Swiss round, the stream was, can we not
can we
see
see
Django?
something
And it was
else?
actually pool 1. We had all the deck lists. The top 10 tables all had a Django, and I said, no, we literally can't not have a Django. It is not possible. So yeah, huge congratulations, Philip, winning 2 serialized mats, lots of money in your pocket. Thank you so much for coming on to do this
No
interview
problem.
and for
Great
coming
job.
this weekend
Thank
and
you.
showing up. So huge congrats.
Yeah.
And for everyone here, I think we will be back soon. I think we're going to be covering the 2K. I'm going to go figure out what's happening next, and I will get back to you when we figure that out. There's the mat again. Thanks, everybody. Stick with us. Star Wars Unlimited fans, so we are here with a little bit of bonus coverage. So we are about to start round 6 of the 2K event at the Boston Invitational. So this event it was going on during the top 16 of the 6K. And what we've got going on here is it is 7 rounds of Swiss with no top cut. So we're watching the top tables, and this is going to determine the winner of the event without a top cut. This is the second to last round of Swiss. So we're coming in late in the tournament. I am Jeff Creasy, and I am here with Courtney Blonde Sabine. How you doing, Courtney?
Hey, welcome back.
Yeah.
To me.
Welcome back. And so who we've got here? So we've got Phenom coming in on... I believe, this is a Cad Green mirror match.
Yes, Cad Green, Cad Blue.
Oh, sorry, Cad Green, you're right. Sorry. So Phenom is on Cad Blue 30. So not the Colossus, but Cad Blue 30. And then we have Lau from McClunky Gaming on Cad Green.
All right, we'll get the names up here and get going.
Yeah.
The time clock's already started, so off to the races. See if I can adjust these maps real quick. Be right back.
Yeah. So we have a backup feature match of Sabine ECL versus Quinlan Tarkentown. We will try to get some of that on stream as well. Alright, the resolving mulligans here. So this Cad Green deck was kind of designed to take out your Sabines and your Djangos and do well in those kinds of matchups. I'm not sure how well it's going to match up to this Cad Blue list. And for those wondering, I believe this Cad Blue is fairly different from the ones that we saw in the top cut of the 6K event. I believe this is a little bit more of a traditional control list with your Vigilances, Super Laser Blast, and those kinds of cards. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know Phenom's list, but that's my understanding, is it's a little bit more traditional control. Yeah, we see an Avenger in hand for Phenom. We have the Sedan Pilot, very good against a lot of aggressive ships. Not as good. It will still get to trade with the Pike Sentinel. We'll see. Cad Green really is going to try to be the aggressor here. And yeah, I like that from Phenom. Just getting the McClunky out, stopping the easy trade. And now he could replay the Pike Sentinel and just not ping with Cad. Well, he does ping, so he still gets the... I think he still just doesn't want Lau to get the free attack in. He says, you're going to get the ramp either way, so just ramp now. It's fine.
So interesting enough, in this top cut, or top of the 2K, no Djangos.
Yeah?
Yep. 2 Cads, Quinlan Tarkentown, and a Sabine ECL.
There were a lot of people that I talked to that basically... So this would be like the main event at an SCG con, for example. But a lot of people were treating this as a side event. I know Crispy, who top 16'd with Von Reg, I believe he's on Trench Green.
Oh, really?
Just trying
I did not realize that.
Yeah, so a lot of people are playing their fun decks today.
Yeah.
But also, I think it's worth noting that this matchup that we see here, these are not fun. These are not the for fun, non-competitive decks.
Right.
These are both decks that are competitive and have a lot of play into Django, which I think is another reason that they could be at these top tables.
Yeah, Cat's really made a showing this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, we see the Cloud Rider putting in a lot of work here.
So who do you think's favored here, Jeff, in the green versus blue Cad race?
My initial thought is blue is favored, but the Cad Green got what they wanted, which is ramp early. So they're gonna get the flip early. That's their biggest way to win here is ramp. Try to build an advantage so that it's not so that blue can't come back too easily. But we see an immediate power of the dark side. So Cad leader getting thrown off the board, not even back in the leader area. Now he's
There
back.
he goes.
So now this is Phenom's Cad flip turn. I'm interested if his can stay around longer. We see a Maul in the hand. So Maul, if Phenom starts by flipping his Cad, then Maul can kill him in one action because Maul is an underworld unit, so you'd also get the Cad ping. But I would imagine Phenom knows this interaction, so unless he has a plan for why he would want to flip first action and a plan to deal with a Maul that would come, yeah. This is what I would expect. So he starts with the Bazine, knows what he's working with. He sees both the Maul and the Overwhelming Barrage.
Takes them all.
Takes them all. Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense. He wants to be able to flip his leader safely. Cad Green, Bazine drew into a resupply, which is not what you want to see here. You're already at enough resources. You really just want to find impactful units. Syndicate Lackey's really good at ambushing into Han Leader, Techs, and DJs. But a lot of these cards that Cad Green wants to play just don't line up as well into these control matchups. Yeah, I would imagine Phenom is going to flip now. He might want to try to deal with this Syndicate Lackeys just so that he can't get as much damage on his Cad leader. I believe we see an Avenger and a Snoke in hand.
Yeah, I was trying to see too.
There is the McClunky to deal 3 to the Cad leader, so that means that next turn the Syndicate Lackeys can come down and finish off the Cad leader. Another Bazine from Smuggle.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah.
He was wanting that information. Strip those cards in hand.
Yeah, and also this is a build your own removal spell. Return the Syndicate Lackeys to his own hand, and then Phenom discarded it for him. So now Lau's got to find something else to deal with this Cad leader. We see now there are 2 of them in hand, but currently there are not one of them. Reinforcement Walker is a good card. Yeah. He is at 8, so I'd imagine that's going to be the play. That's the kind of thing he's been looking for. He doesn't need to heal, so I would imagine, yeah, he's going to draw this. Looks like a 4-lom. This is the kind of spot where Reinforcement Walker is really good. Because it's just a really good top-end card. It lets you draw cards against control or heal against aggro, whatever you need to do. No Glory only results does take care of it.
Oh.
Now we have Cad Blue as the aggressor. And Cad Green just keeps drawing. Lau just keeps drawing his ramp cards. That is not what he wants to see. He really needs to find some action. He has 4-lom, I believe, as the only really effective card in his hand. He 4-loms into Bazine, so he wants to keep this 4-lom around. Then he also, there's a Cad ping.
Yeah, I think we see a Cartel, Super Laser Tech. Trying to see what the other 2 cards are.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if his next play is a Super Laser Tech just to try to get something there to absorb the Cad ping from Phenom. But Phenom might also just start now by playing an Underworld card, thinking that if Lau could take out his leader, he would have done it by now.
Phenom taking a minute to think there.
Yeah, he's got an Avenger next turn, so it also would behoove Phenom to be able to keep a clean board this turn. He wants his Avenger to be able to have a lot of impact and to hopefully kind of lock Lao out of the game.
Yeah.
He could play the Snoke. But I think he's saving it. He wants to see what Lao plays next. So he's kind of dangling this CAD leader out, saying, "Oh, if you have any ground unit, you can come in here and."
Right.
So now I wouldn't be surprised if Phenom does something like attack to base here, because he has the Snoke that will kill the super laser tech. He just plays the Snoke.
Yeah.
This is the safer play in case Lao has a ground unit that would live and Zidane could kill it.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Lao's drawn a very good hand here.
Yeah, he really hasn't. He had a good starting hand and was
Right.
able to draw some cards, but man, he's been drawing so much like dead air in his deck, and now there are two of them, the resupplies, all these
Steal
kinds of
them,
things
yeah.
that are just not helpful for him right now. Now he's got to deal with the Snoke and still the CAD leader. We know there's an Avenger, and it wouldn't surprise me if when Lao plays a unit and there's an Avenger, if we start going to game 2 pretty quick.
Yeah.
Lao trying to figure out, either trying to figure out how unlucky he's been, or what else. Or,
Where did they go?
Yeah, or what else is still in his deck that he could
Yeah.
draw. Oh, well, now he gets to see the event. Oh, Avenger and CAD unit.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's a go to
Yeah.
game 2.
Yep.
He was already pretty far behind. He can't take both those cards, so yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty unlucky for Lao,
That
in my
was.
opinion, where he just, and that's the problem that you get with ramp decks sometimes, where you get this other half problem. Sometimes you draw your ramp directly into your big bombs and it feels great, and sometimes you draw your big bombs early, you have to resource them, and then you draw your ramp late. John, I do not believe we have access to the deck list for the 2K. I'm not 100% sure.
Are they published?
I haven't seen them, but I also haven't seen the melee for the 2K, the melee link for the 2K, so I'm not sure. What they did for all the other events was the deck lists were published after the Swiss ended.
Okay. That
So
makes sense,
it's
yeah.
probably going to be something similar for this event.
Wait, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so here we
I'll
are.
take that over there.
Going to our backup feature. So this is Stan Gask from the Botha Network against William H. I'm not sure what game this is, but we're pretty deep into a Quinlan versus Sabine. So let's see what we got going on here. We see a Wrecker on the board with 4 damage on it that may have taken out the Quinlan leader. It is currently trying to take out Stan's base. Stan with only 2 health remaining against the Sabine, which is not where you want to be. So some form of healing, or he's dead to ping this turn, ping next turn. The Sabine player is already at 15 damage, so if Stan can find, he's got 6 damage on board, so we can find 4 more. I think Stan, recognizing he's not going to find 4 more, so taking the Wrecker out. Attacking for 3, something, and he's seeing out. He does not appear to have anything in hand. Looking through the resources. Oh, there's a Cassian. So, William trying to end it this turn. Yeah, so that ends the game there, and I'm not sure what game number that is.
See if we can go back.
We can head back
Yeah,
to
we'll
our primary
back,
feature
yeah.
match while we see if they are gonna. It looks like they're shuffling up, so I'm thinking it makes me think that was game 2 and they're heading to game 3.
Yeah.
But it looks like it looks like Phenom and Lao are shuffling up and ready to go to their game 2. So we're going to cut back over to that. And I think Lau just needs to get his cards in a little bit better of an order this time. I think he can have game into this Cad Blue. It's tough for him. I don't think it's an easy matchup. I don't think it's one that he wants to see. But he can certainly get there. That's the nice thing about lists like these Cad Green lists. If you draw the right cards in the right order, you can get there against a lot of decks. It's just that some of them are going to be harder than others. It's really good into the likes of the Djangos and Sabines.
Both game 2.
Oh, so that was game 1 that we saw the end of the feature. So both decks are going to game 2 now. Let's see here. We saw mulligan from Lau. I think Phenom's still either deciding whether to keep or deciding what to resource. Looks like he's already put one down, so maybe he's already put both down. It's hard to tell. No, he's put one down. He's deciding on a second resource, so. Looks like he's deciding between Cloud Rider and Crafty Smuggler, which is a pretty tough choice. Those are both pretty helpful here. I think he kept the Cloud Rider, and I think I like that decision because he doesn't have initiative. And even if Lau opens by playing something like a Crafty Smuggler, Phenom can trigger the Cad Ping first. He also has a Pike Sentinel. Oh, wow. We said Lau needed to draw better, and he mulliganed into no turn 1 plays. So this is
Tough.
This is not drawn better. Yeah.
It happens, unfortunately.
It does. It does. So, and I think I saw a glimpse of his first hand, which just didn't have anything close to a turn 1 play in it. So it wasn't like he kept a risky hand. At least from what I could see, it was just two unplayable hands in a row for Lau. So unlucky there. Let's see what he's got for 3 resources. I see a lot of high-costed cards. But I'm not sure what 3 drops may be hiding in there. I think I saw a Maul. Maul, Cad Bane. A lot of stuff he would be thrilled about having if he had already ramped twice.
Wow.
Looks like he passed and Phenom attacked base. See an Overwhelming Barrage. I see a 4-lom in there. I think he might. It doesn't have a turn 2 play either.
Oh my gosh.
So,
How
wow.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Just. That's right.
I see you, J Freak. Alright, so 4 resource turn. Feel confident Lau can play a card this turn.
Poor guy. Poor man.
Yeah.
It sucks. We've all been there. Yeah, I need hand cams next events. I hear you.
Yeah, John, we actually had that discussion with both multiple players, and I was also talking to the head judge, Seth. Great guy, really awesome to talk to.
That's right.
About the exact same thing of how can we get that incorporated. It's a little bit easier in games where you don't resource face down cards from your hand,
Right.
because then you just need an update on new information. So the problem that we have here is you draw 2 cards a turn and resource 1. So we need to try to have accurate hands at all times. We have to keep up with both cards drawn and the card resourced every turn. It's not impossible, but it is more difficult than in other games.
Absolutely. Or we can just tell the players to show their hands under the camera.
Yeah.
Hold them high so the other
Yeah. Well, the good news for Lau is that he has a lot of cards in hand.
Yes, he does.
The bad news for Lau is that is because he's only played one card this game.
Right.
So.
Well, Phenom feeling pretty good right here.
Oh, Kyle, you know me, still going. I will eat at some point today. Glad you got back to Colorado safe, buddy. This madman took a 5 a.m. flight this morning to leave BIATL and go back home.
Oh,
Just,
goodness.
oof.
Kyle, thanks so much for coming, being a part of this whole inaugural BIATL Invitational. I think it turned out to be a phenomenal event. Super excited about it all.
Yeah,
Couldn't
I'm
be
really
happier,
happy with how it's
honestly.
gone.
Yeah.
Really happy.
The highlight for me was watching the 3v3 finals last night.
That was insane.
You guys did so good. It was just the best. If you haven't seen it, make sure and go back in our videos and check it out. Oh, thanks, Kyle.
All right, so 6 resources for both players here. So we're at the flip turn. Still an empty board for Lau. He did get Syndicate Lackeys to kill the Lom Pike, which is pretty critical. Lom Pike is really good. Lom Pike's really good in this matchup. It's contracted Jumpmaster and Sedan out.
I was thinking about flipping there, but decided no.
I think he's deciding if he wants to ping the Jumpmaster or not. The only one resource option he could have, I think... okay, so he does ping. He would have to have something like a McClunky to be able to utilize CAD after this. I think I see a couple of Bosks and a Maul.
Do we know the story behind Phenom's playmat? I'm curious.
I
like
do
it.
not.
I haven't seen that before.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen him use it before.
Yeah.
I never have asked him for it. All right, we see another Bazine.
Oh, we do see the McClunky in hand.
All right.
So now Phenom deciding, do I care about this turn or next turn? That there are actually a lot of good options in Lau's hand.
There are.
McClunky, he could play this turn. You assume that Bosk is not going to live long.
CAD and...
But, so there's a second Bosk in hand. Yeah, and then CAD unit, Maul unit, Overwhelming Barrage. I'm honestly not sure what I'd take.
I don't think Phenom is either.
I might just take the McClunky, to be honest, and make sure that you can't do anything
really.
else this turn.
Yeah.
Well, because the McClunky also, when you play it, you still get the Bosk trigger to deal 2 extra damage. So you get to deal 5 damage to a unit. So he could flip his CAD. Lau could flip his CAD, and then and Phenom agrees. I think that's what I would take too. The rest of that hand is very scary, but McClunky with CAD flip it makes it so Phenom couldn't flip his CAD. So now you're basically resigning yourself to saying like, okay, my CAD is probably gonna get hit by Maul next turn.
Right. Unless he draws another Bazine.
He could. He also might not flip this turn. It's possible that he says, I don't want my CAD to die this easily.
Right. He still has 4 resources.
2
cards in hand. I can't tell what those cards are.
I think one is it might be a Forlom and a No Glory only results. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, it does look like that. So he does flip.
So he puts 4 onto CAD leader, only taking 2 back. So now his CAD will die to the Maul ambush, but there wasn't much he could do to prevent that anyway. And then Forlom to finish off both units, I believe. Because, so Forlom ambushes into CAD, and then you have the CAD trigger to deal the last 2 to Forlom. So I think that if you're Phenom, you're totally okay with that sequence playing out. even though you know your cat is going to die, because now you can also kill the Maul back. It's still not a great spot for Lau, even if the Maul comes in and cleans up Cat Leader.
It's looking like a pretty close game there on table 2.
Yeah.
Keeping an eye on that. Hopefully we'll catch it here in a second.
Yeah, so 1 overwhelm from Maul over the Cad Leader, but 2 damage dealt back to the Maul. So now Forlom can clean up this Maul if Phenom doesn't want to use any cards from hand. He could also probably keep his Forlom around. Yeah, so he does decide to use the power of the dark side. So he wants to keep his Forlom here to deal with whatever gets played next. Also helps use his resources a little bit more efficiently. Yeah, now he has another Bazine. There's an overwhelming barrage in a CAD unit. You don't care about the overwhelming barrage as much with no units in play. It could become a small problem with something like the Crafty Smuggler, making it difficult to remove in one action into barrage, but that only barrages for 4.
Is Law getting up? Are they calling a judge?
I'm not
going
sure
on
what's
here?
going on.
Oh, let me see if I can find out. Yeah, calling a judge. I'm not sure what
Okay.
for.
Taking the Bosk, so leaving the CAD unit. CAD unit can capture all of these units, but Phenom on CAD Blue is going to have most likely a handful of answers for that. Not sure exactly what's in his hand, but he knows that this is an option. He intentionally left it in the hand, so he's going to have a plan for this. And the one standard rule of any competition is, if your opponent knows what you're going to do, try to do something else. If they specifically could have stopped it and chose not to, it's better to assume that they know what they're doing and have a reason for what they've done.
So it looks like the table 2 may be going into game 3 here.
Yes, it looks like Quinlan is putting up a good... Oh, yeah, it looks like they're... Oh, I think they're de-sideboarding. I think it might have been over in 2.
Okay. If that's the case, then
Yeah.
looks like William.
So it looks like
William
William
did
took
win.
that on Sabine ECL in 2.
You're right, yep. Sabine ECL still doing her thing.
Yeah.
No yawning, Jeff.
I was trying to do it silently. It's been a long weekend.
It has been a long weekend.
I'm heading out.
Oh, bye. Good to see you.
Alright, so we've got a lot of resources out, not a lot of
Lot.
damage on base. This is exactly where CAD Blue wants to be. Oh, there's the Reinforcement Walker.
Yeah. Start the healing
Healing
process.
3. He would have preferred, I think, to draw a good card there.
Right.
But if you see a bad card, you might as well heal. And then Avenger coming down. It's looking like Phenom is going to be able to close this out in 2.
Yeah.
I believe there is still a CAD unit. I see a Devastator in hand. That can kill the Avenger. Maybe Lau's not out of this yet. Sharky coming up in chat as well.
Yeah, Jeff is working on adrenaline and fumes, I think.
Yeah, let's just say I have to keep catching up with the board state because every now and then I'm like, wait, I missed what just
something.
happened.
Absolutely.
I'm trying my best here.
You're doing great. You're doing phenomenal.
So yeah, Devastator does come in. So now Phenom needs another answer. The Devastator was a really clean answer. It protects his base and kills the Avenger. Yeah, it really feels like this CAD green list is trying to build on what we saw from decks like Bosk Green last set.
Right.
It's just replacing a little bit of the ramp with a little bit more removal and ambush, and the extra pings from the Underworld units really making a difference in a lot of cases. This has been a really cool list.
Yeah. What's been your favorite CAD list you've seen this weekend?
I've got to go with the Colossus
I
list.
knew you were going to say, yeah. I think that's everybody's.
Yeah, they've been really cool. Really intriguing lists.
Yeah. So many people have been asking for that list.
So yeah, it does have another Avenger in hand, so now Lau needs another Devastator. And I think the last card in hand was possibly a no glory only results. So I think Phenom is, if that is the last card in hand, I think he's feeling pretty good. I mean, we see CAD unit and Palpatine's return, so Lau isn't going down without a fight. You could CAD unit capture the Avenger. He might just want to Palpatine's return the Devastator here so that he can have the same thing.
Right.
Yeah, he kills the Avenger and then prevents damage from coming in. Looks like there's 2 blue removal spells in hand. Power of the Dark Side to kill the Devastator. That is what we call a flavor fail.
Yeah, Shark Bait, I agree. The McClunky Green one was also a great deck.
Yeah.
McClunky showing out this weekend.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, man. Have some CADs.
3 CADs and an OB.
Yeah.
Taking one of the CADs. And draws another OB.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
What are the odds?
If you know, I'm looking at how many removal spells he has resourced and how many might still be in his deck. And yeah, I think every McClunky team in the 3v3 had one of those CAD green lists on their team.
Yeah.
And I believe Lau, is either Zach or Lau on their team were the ones that were kind of pioneering the deck and made it last set and then just updated it for this set. And it is really cool. It has some really cool Django lines and Sabine lines. Like I agree that list is, that concept is really cool.
So Jeff, we have, is it one more round after this?
Yes. Yeah, this is the penultimate round of the Boston Invitational. And don't judge the CAD green list by this showing. Lau has drawn worse than I've seen anyone draw in a long time.
Right. As many games as they played this weekend, though.
Yeah.
You're bound to have one where you draw really bad.
Yeah,
so.
there have been some really good games on camera to watch. This, and he's still in this game too, which is the crazy thing about this deck.
Crazy,
yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was over after the first two draws, I should say.
Yeah, so now Lau is counting to 8 to capture things. So that is 6, and then CAD should probably move back to the ground arena at some point. We'll get there. There he goes.
Yep.
Is that a third Avenger in hand?
It looks like it.
The problem with playing the third Avenger is he knows there's another CAD in hand, so you need an answer for that too. Because the third CAD could just capture your Avenger, but maybe you're okay with that with the... Well, now he's... If he wanted to play the Avenger, it's kind of punished there. Oh, it's not an Avenger, it's a long pike. The gun kind of looked like an Avenger. That makes a lot of, because if he had an Avenger, he would have just slammed it. So yeah, it makes sense that it wasn't. And yeah, I'm with Sharky in chat. The Vigilant Super Laser Blast control decks never really interest me as a play style, but that's not the style of deck that George and Guy used with their CAD Colossuses. So it was pretty interesting to see.
How many resources are we up to now?
Too many.
Yes.
A lot.
I wouldn't know what to do.
We see a Forlom in hand
Yeah.
for sure for Phenom. Not sure what else he's got to work with here. There is the OB.
Phenom with just 1 damage on base here.
Yeah. Fell the dragon. So
There you go.
the dragon of Cad Bane has been felled.
And now, I believe Lau only has 1 more Cad Bane. He didn't. Right?
Yes, because one got discarded by
Discarded.
Bazine, so he has 1 in hand that we know about.
So
And
there
he
it is.
captures again.
Yep. See if there's another fell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for those who don't know, Sharky is a very predominant Cad Bane player. He's been playing Cad Tarkentown since they came out.
You're right, Jezron. I had no idea that the resources could get that high.
Yeah. Now Phenom has finally found his Cad Banes.
Yeah, Strips, George and Guy especially never cease to amaze us with their deck builds.
Yeah.
So
We see a Maul here, which can kill the Cad Bane, but there's a lot of life total pressure right now on Lau's base that he's got to do. So just killing the Cad Bane, he's got to also deal with some other units.
that's a big board.
Yeah.
It's,
So he does get his CAD back. Still potentially looking at taking 5 more damage this turn. He could play another Overwhelming Barrage on his CAD and clear out a lot of those units. I believe he has 1 more in hand. Yeah, he has another OB in hand. So Lau could use that to help clear out this arena and potentially only take 2 more damage. I'm trying to figure out what to play around. We have gone through a lot of the decks so far in this game.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, we've been, some space units on the ground, some ground units in space. I have a feeling we'll get there. Right now, it's a cartel grounder. Forlom probably shouldn't ambush into the cartel spacer. Yeah, now they figured it out. does affect Phenom's play. He still plays the Forlom. I assume he's not going to ambush into the Cad Bane unit.
We've got some reportings coming in on other matches here.
Dryden Voss is another hot tech card. Unfortunately, we don't get to see it play a rescued unit. It's just a large shielded unit, but a large shielded unit might be enough with this board state. I believe Lau is on 2 copies of Overwhelming Barrage, so I don't think he has a third one to draw.
I do see a reinforcement walker, so could do
He
some
has a
healing
walker,
here.
so he can do some healing.
Takes a Bazine off the top.
But he is still, I believe Dryden Voss has 6 power. Forlom has 4, he has 10 health left. So if I'm correct in remembering Dryden Voss's power, then it's possible that he just goes 4 to base, and Lau has to have an answer for the shielded Dryden.
But really hanging in there after not having 2 first turn play. 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Syndicate lackey here.
Yeah, so ambushing in there and then pinging all the shield off the Dryden. Blaster. So Dryden is less than 6 power, but Blaster gets there. So Phenom takes it into... I'm impressed by Phenom's lines. I really liked the way that he handled that game. I also think Lau played really well, considering how poorly the deck drew for him.
Right, absolutely. He played great.
I thought he would have been out of that long ago. He did his best to hang in there. So I think both players played really well, and congrats to Phenom on that 2-0 win.
Yeah.
So that concludes the matches that we have for round. So we will be back shortly with the last round of Swiss. And note, there is no top 8 cut here. So this will be the final round, and we will have a winner of the 2K after the next round. So stay with us, folks. We'll be back in a few minutes. Thanks for hanging out.